top of my Xbox. So if that's the case, then it would be super.
Dude, we don't gotta live like that anymore.
I have a very small desk right now.
All right, we'll just Connor, you can mute yourself if you want until you fix it. I'm going to get this show on the road. This is the second episode of the Out of Line podcast, and Connor's not ready.
I'm blowing up like you thought I would. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. And if you don't know, I'm blowing up like you thought I would. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Promise it's all good. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. And if you don't know,
Did you guys notice they changed Twitter to X?
I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't matter, dude. Like, who the fuck is gonna call it X?
Dude, fucking, Nicky Crack fucking made, like, a final table last night, and I was sweating it, and he called me, and he was like, dude, look at this post I'm about to send you on X. And I was like, what the fuck is X, dude? No, I swear to God, dude, I'm not kidding. All of that story right there is true.
Nick would call it that.
Huh?
What did he final table? What kind of score are we talking about?
I don't know if I want to reveal that. He probably doesn't want me revealing his financial status. Let's just say it was a big one. All right.
All right.
Just say it was a big one. Like for what he regularly deposits, like it's a pretty good score, I guess. Listen, I give him props. He'll deposit like $20, and he will play tournaments all day. Like, yeah, no joke. He'll get it done.
The man survives.
Yeah,
they got a lot of tournaments.
All right, so I'm fucking hella disorganized here. Rob, what are we discussing today? I know you're in the loop with it.
We got to go over some J-Win hands.
Oh, Joey, we're just hopping right into just like hating on like poker content creators.
Last vlog from his last like 9. It's 9 months old. But
trust me, I know how old it is.
There's a lot of history. There's a lot of history between J-Win and Potts, and it's because of this vlog.
It is partially because of this vlog. I told him that I thought he played the hand ridiculously, especially for somebody who has
Let's hold on. Let me pull up. Why don't you pull it up? Pull up the comment that you made.
All right. Well, for those of you who don't know,
this is that hand.
I'll talk about this like I don't.
You know what? Let me save you some time. I'm pulling it up, and I look at this in my feed. On my like For You page or whatever this is called. Immediately, Lexo Poker vlog, and then the thumbnail is just Pocket Kings, and the title is "Facing Overbet Jam for 10x the pot." Sick. You know what's sick, Lexo? Not being a turbo nid, not being like I've said too much. Let me look this up.
That is kind of like I feel like the theme, or at least like the algorithm for like having a successful poker vlog. You have to have a thumbnail of like pocket aces, and the title has to be like all caps, like getting triple check raised, and I have a straight flush, or something like that.
Yeah, I have the nuts, and my opponent check jams all in.
Because it's apparently not interesting unless that's the case.
The Korean Savage. I'm reading through these comments. Some of them are crazy. This guy says, "I'm addicted to your videos." That's kind of like sus to say that to another man.
That's a little weird.
This guy says, "J-Win quit his job for popularity. Now he's broke as fuck."
Who said that? Who said that?
Honestly, I think this is propaganda. The user's name is Quit Gambling Today.
No, I feel like this is like just shit Rob's making up. Who said this?
I swear to God, I'll share my screen. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, you need to if you're gonna be spouting some shit like that.
I turn a combo draw and raise. I need help.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go through the video real quick. How do I zoom in here?
I don't have any interest in watching this whole video. It's just skip to the 7-4 club's hand.
Oh my God!
What are you doing?
All right, no, hold on, Rob, get out of here. All right, I'm driving. I got the video right here. All right,
We need our fearless leader.
All right, stop sharing your screen, Rob. I got this. All right, and I'm even on the correct hand too here. All right, so
You had this bookmarked.
I had this book. I
You-
had this bookmarked. It's actually my screensaver. All right, let's go through Jaywin's thought process here. I mainly want to hear what Rob has to say when I pause.
Side bet. Even more, my dignity. But back to the after hours game, and it's time.
Can we get in trouble for doing this? Like, is this like stealing intellectual property or some shit?
This is like reaction content.
All right.
To make
We're
money.
also giving
It falls to
him
deep
credit.
money who limps in. I'm on the button, whatever, $2. Good shots in a big blind, and he raises to 20. Deep money's in, and I've got 7 high and a 3 to go with it.
Pause.
It's a good.
Pause it. You need to go back. You need to go back to the King
you
3.
gotta-
Dude,
There's
we gotta
one
get
other hand.
we gotta get through one hand at a time here. All right, we gotta.
Well, hold on.
Well, this hand
if we're
is
gonna
before this hand.
If we have to
I know.
cut Rob
Well-
saying a bunch of slurs, we got to start the handover anyway.
You need to start the handover anyway, so let's start from King 3 of spades.
All right. Is this on a stream or is this like?
It's on the stream. It's on the stream. It's on the stream.
All right.
Action with a raise to 25. Kai, Bobby, and I all call. 6.
Yeah, this isn't it.
This isn't it. This isn't it. But this has one of the best Jaywin lines actually. This is like every vlogger's like favorite line. Like this is in, you know what? This is high
Gain
level.
skills for a new career.
This is like getting into the mind of a
confidence to go.
live reg, how they think about the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's just. And
Wait,
it is kind of like a meeting of the
classic.
minds.
We're getting
Classic
Google's
line.
career certificate ads.
Wait, are you talking about when the top card pairs and when they have second pair and they're like,
No.
it's
Okay,
less likely.
that's the hand right there. That's the hand. We go through this
Jack
full of
who
gems.
raises-
This whole vlog is full of like gold.
I'm not going through this whole vlog.
This is it to 40.
We
I'm
shouldn't.
tired of
We-
folding, so
yeah,
with
we'll
King
say
3
10
suited,
minutes.
let's mix it up. I 3-bet him to 130. I'm fairly confident if I can get him heads up, I can find a way to win. But Papa P has other things in mind. He puts in a 4-bet to 300. Curtis is out, and I think about what he would be doing this with. I just
All right, so he's already getting wicked out of line with this. He's three.
He's already. This is the thing. He goes. He gets 4-bet. He has King 3. He has King 3 of spades. He goes. I'm thinking about what he could be doing this with. You just fold. There's no need to think about anything. There's no need to think about anything at all.
Yeah, I would probably say.
the hand can just be over.
Yeah, I
The
would.
hand's over. Hand's over.
I think a good rule of thumb for anybody is that the fishier the player, the tighter the 4-bet range probably is. The tighter the cold 4-bet range probably is.
I mean, it's typically most racks, right, are just they're just like betting the strength of their hand. They're putting money in when they have a good hand. They'll do crazy. They'll donk lead boards where it's never really allowed.
Sure.
Just because they have top pair, right, or they have like top 2 pair or something, and they just have a strong hand. They're like, oh, I have a strong hand. It's time to bet. Same thing applies pre-flop. They have queens. Okay, I
Yeah.
need to raise. I have a really strong hand. I'm going to
Agreed.
raise every time. I'm not saying that's bad because it's obviously like this is the play that he should be making here. But for Jaywin to go ahead and just try and get like, what is he reading into here? You have King 3 of spades. What are you reading into?
No, I completely agree. I mean, like, I would say that even like against players who just like spaz out randomly, like pre-flop is probably going to be the street that's like the least out of line with the fishier players, right? It's just going to be.
I agree.
It's very
Pre-flop-
straightforward. It's very straightforward. I feel like
Straight floored.
Straight
Floor
floored.
betting. Like, I'm straight floored by this play.
I hate
Bro,
you.
let's-
I hate you,
It's
dude.
not, because Rex are out of line, like with how passive they are pre-flop and like how often they continue it like passively, right?
Right, so you're not getting a lot of like aggression like this. So like a cold 4-bet should raise. The alarm bells should be ringing in your head.
Yeah. There's no like bluffs in this range. There really is.
Especially
Even
out
in
of the
theory, there's
small
no bluffs really. Like,
Hold on, I
They're-
couldn't hear what Connor was saying.
go ahead.
Especially out of the small blind. I mean, like, obviously they're playing infinitely deep, so it's a little different. But if it goes fucking hijack raise, cut off, 3-bet, the small blinds range is literally aces, kings, queen, ace, king, and then ace five suited as a bluff. Everything else happens at such a low frequency it like doesn't really matter.
I doubt this dude's
Is it,
even
have
finding
you
the
already
ace
pulled this
five.
up? Have you already pulled up this spot?
Yeah, got it immediately. Because like think about the different types
I mean,
of players.
Connor's the theory guy out of the three of us, so.
A fish for cold four betting out of the small blind, like a recreational player playing the strength of his hand, like you guys were talking about.
Yeah,
Has
I mean,
aces, kings,
remove the ace five, remove any bluff, right?
remove any bluff, right? Then like limitless. It's still just like ace five and sometimes ace four, and then
Well,
it's
well, well,
value.
well, that's what I'm saying. Is like that's what I was trying to say. Was like even in theory, this range is so strong. Like there's really like no bluffs, and like you know, it just makes no sense to have even a second thought about doing anything other than folding
Yeah.
when you have king three of
I
spades.
mean, when we get out of line and three bet the king three suited, which is a pure fold, there's definitely no continuing.
Not that it makes
yeah.
not that it makes that much of a difference, but I'd also like to point out like he's three betting over an ISO, like over a limp too, right? I mean, this is just like this is not good. Anyways, presumably, I'm assuming Jay wins about the call here.
There's an ISO in the cutoff, and then he three bets the button, right? Where he should be treating this closer to like a four bet than a three bet,
Right?
like
Yeah.
his rate.
But I'm sure,
And then
like, I'm sure he's like not even thinking about that. But anyways, we're gonna be.
Here's returning.
Let's get past. Let's get to the
keep it
flop.
rolling, keep it rolling.
Let's
Side
get to
that
the
most
flop.
likely has a strong pair, as he's more of a wreck who wouldn't find four bets with polarized hands.
Okay, so all right, he's already saying basically that there is no bluffs here, right? Like he's essentially saying that this dude doesn't have bluffs. So I want to know how he transitions from the thought of this dude clearly doesn't have any bluffs in this range to
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think I want to call this. So let's hear.
Let's try to get in there and outplay him in position. I put in the call. Heads up to a flop of ace 10-6 rainbow. It doesn't take long before he puts out a bet of 200. But there's something about his body language. Between that and the pre-flop play, I decide that if I got aggressive here, he shouldn't have many calling hands in his range. I decide to test that theory with a quick raise to 700.
What value hands do you want to do this with?
You don't.
I know it was rhetorical, but I just kind of wanted to hear somebody else say it.
You don't.
You don't. This rate is so strong. Like even his bluffs get there. Like say he does have ace five, it's gotten there. Right? He has top pair.
Yeah, and you're not getting this dude to fold ace five. You know what I mean? You're not getting this dude to fold like. Yeah, I don't really get this, dude. I don't get this. I mean, listen, I can't. At the end of the day, I can't be like, oh, you don't have a live read. Maybe he has a live read. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But just listen to like the things he says in this vlog are the most amazing part of the whole thing. It's because he'll literally say, let's think for a second what he has here. He probably has some really big pairs and he doesn't have the proper polarized four betting range that he should have. That doesn't really make a lot of sense what he's saying. And then on top of that, like if you take what he's saying at face value, he's saying he has the top end of his polarized range. So it's like he goes on and contradicts that and goes, let's try and outplay him post flop.
He's also once he four bets, like look at this raise on the flop. He has one size on the turn. He has to jam every turn.
Listen, you gotta give the man credit for his confidence to just be like, I'm gonna make
to continue this.
I'm gonna make like one of the most ludicrous calls I can make because I think I'm that much better than the player pool.
Delusions of grandeur.
I also would like to point out this is 1-2.
This is a game at the card club. It's 1-2-10, I think, and then it's like
Holy
uncapped
shit.
or
And
it's a big game. I don't think it runs like I don't know how often it runs because this club isn't on Poker Atlas or anything. I was thinking about going up there. It's in Killeen, which is like an hour from me.
what's with all the K's and like the fucking title of the card room? What are they fucking racist?
It was owned by the clan before.
We're 1K
That's
away
such a
from
fucking
really
lie.
risky card.
No, it was, dude. It used to be where they held clan meetings.
I mean, it's in Texas.
I'm not.
right?
Listen, I'm not going to give this the attention that you guys want me to give. I
rainbow.
got gullible
I don't-
written on my fucking
don't-
hat. All right.
It doesn't
don't
take long
fully
before he puts
believe
out
it,
a bet of 200.
but it's
But there's
not.
something about his body language.
It's like
Between
I
that
made
and the
cookies,
pre-flop
bro.
play,
Guys, I'm trying to learn. All right.
I decide that if I got aggressive here, he shouldn't have many calling hands in his range. I decide to test that theory with a quick raise to 700. I can tell he's uncomfortable, so if he calls, SPRs will be close to 1-on-1. I'm just gonna jam the turn to be honest. But fortunately, it doesn't get that far. He folds, and I steal a decent pot. Just a quick
I
announcement.
mean, if he
Oh,
calls, SPR's point
Click on
six
keep
is
rolling.
high.
Keep rolling.
I will.
Keep
I will.
rolling.
I will.
Many of you guys know I'm a brand ambassador and a coach at pokercoaching.com. But just a quick update.
He's a coach.
I just want to point out this is kind of where my my YouTube comment kind of came into play here. All right, like I just want.
Are you interested in wholesaling or flipping?
I want it understood that I said what I said.
That's for like grifts.
I really wasn't trying to troll him in a way. I felt like I guess there was some troll intent, but I was more just kind of like
I mean, yeah, you were trolling it.
I wasn't though, because what I said was not unfair, right? I didn't say anything I didn't say anything out of line. But anyways,
It's a little wild that he has his plug for coaching sandwiched between.
well, where else is he gonna plug it?
3 and overlimping with 7-3. Like, I don't know, dude. Maybe.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Beating Loose Live Cash Games, itching.com. With just a quick update. My multi-part series on beating loose live cash games is now online, as well as a Mastering Bomb Pots and PLO cash games course that I just put out. If you guys want to check it out, the link is...
All right, so we'll address this in a minute. Beating Loose Live Cash Games is his poker course. All right, now
I want to watch Mastering Bomb Pots and PLO.
I just
cash
would
games.
point out that their two cash game courses are by Jaywin and Jonathan Jaffe, and I don't think I've seen Jonathan Jaffe play poker since the World Poker Tour in 2015. Anyways, what was I gonna do here? All right, let's get to the hand in question here.
I'm addicted to his videos. I'm addicted to watching his videos.
He's addicted to his videos when he's given a platform to rip him a
That's
new
what I see
asshole, because he fucking hates it typically.
What?
I was gonna say, you like it when you have a platform to watch and shit on it, because you fucking hate it.
I know.
It
dude,
makes you more tilted than anybody I know.
Let's just keep going. I'm going to be here for another 2-3 hours, so hopefully we can get a few more hands. The stream game's over, and I leave about 1.8k or so, but lose the $500 side bet. Even more, my dignity. But back to the after hours game, and it's time to make money. It folds to deep money who limps in. I'm on the button, whatever, $2. Good shots in a big blind, and he raises to 20. Deep money's in, and I've got 7 high and a 3 to go with it. It's a good blackjack hand, so let's double down. 3 ways to the flop. The flop.
He overlaps
All
the
right.
button, and then calls an ISO with 7-3 of
Yeah.
clubs in a loose
That's
live
all there is to
cash
say
game.
about it. That is honestly all there is to say about it. Like the rest of the hand,
really
not
true.
that interesting.
Yeah, no, it really isn't. I mean, this is kind of where it really is the only thing that's important about this hand. And I guess I have to kind of go over this comment, right?
Let's see it. I can't read. I can't. It's really zoomed out here, but
All right. So I mean, my comment here is, how are you overlimping 7-3 of clubs on the button and making a course called "How to Beat Loose Cash Games"?
here are my 3 options.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, he has a response here.
Let's read through it.
All right,
Look at the
hold on.
audience.
Can you read it in your normal voice?
Yeah.
All right.
Out of my 3 options here, which do you think is the most profitable? It's not folding. It's not.
All right. I just want to say, there's no way I can post any of this, dude. This is just
He just skips
If
over.
it's great, then it's fine. But I think we end up with a poor ratio of values to bluffs. On the button, I'm happy to keep my positional advantage and see a cheap flop. If it's the call, then fold to a raise, I think that's a mistake. I'm getting a decent price with a high SPR multi-way with positional advantage. Happy to play these configurations in post-flop any day.
All right, and like, look,
The most ridiculous part about this is that he says in his second comment that he shared his reasoning, but he didn't. He just said it's not folding. There's no reasoning there. He's just like throwing out folding for seemingly no reason.
all right, look, his argument for not,
We can't hear you.
you can't hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
You can hear him?
Yeah.
I cannot hear him.
Why
Really?
can't you hear me? That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
I didn't hear a word you just said. I hear everything Rob is saying and nothing you're saying.
Makes sense. You've been talking over me the whole time.
Or what the
I am
fuck?
watching the stream.
Interesting.
Let's try now.
Hello.
Nope.
All right, whatever. Anyways, it's fine. This episode is useless anyways. I can't use any of it.
We need to wrap it?
No. So this is the problem with this is like my argument is that you can't overlimp the button with 7-3 of clubs, and he is like arguing with me about this as if I'm arguing that he's calling the raise. But like the mistake is him entering the pot at all with any means in this hand. This hand is a fucking fold, right? Like I'm not saying that like, oh, you need to limp fold here. No. This is just a fold. Like you don't enter the pot with this hand.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm guessing Connor's going to try and re-enter the
He's
stream.
going to try.
Yeah.
Connor,
so-
can you hear?
All right. I can hear you now.
All right, good.
Okay, cool.
What I was saying, Connor, was that his argument is revolving around his response to the raise, where like I'm telling him right now that entering this pot in any capacity, once he is not the RFI, is a massive blunder. And you know, I didn't have like I feel like I didn't have like the self-control and like the kind of like focus I have now with this, and I wish I had crafted my response a little bit differently. Because I didn't really address any of those. All I said was that asking him if the adjustment to beating loose cash games is to passively enter the pot with dominated pre-flop holdings and ask for an early Christmas gift to river a flush. And then
That's what he's doing.
And then he asked me if I wanted to have a private conversation with him about it. And I didn't really feel like that I would have gotten much out of that. So
I mean, yeah.
I did not take up his offer on that. I also think it probably would have boiled down to, like, you know, I play, like, 10-25. What do you know? So.
That's what it would have been. That's what it would have been. And it's like he just.
And I think
like,
it was actually you who told me that.
Yeah.
Jay Wynn is you know, he's not grinding his way up through 1-2 live low stakes and then getting all the way to high stakes. Same thing with fucking Mariano or like any of the other vloggers, man. It's like they just have the capital to jump in these games. And you know, like they don't have like this like they don't have like lots and lots of hands as sample size. It's just like when they play high stakes games, that's their sample size. They're usually playing against fucking whales.
Right.
They're not grinding against whales.
Right.
Not like my man Brad Owens.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Owen plays
Brad
some tough
Owen.
lineups, dude.
He also like grinded 2-5 in Vegas for like 6 years before he really started moving up.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a fucking.
Yeah, you
that's
know what?
like
I mean, like, I thought you were trolling at first. I do.
No, I'm being.
He did-
I respect Brad's hustle.
Yeah, no, I think he probably like plays games like appropriately bankrolled. Maybe other than maybe he was playing 100, 200 at the lodge. That seemed maybe a little bit reckless. But
Yeah,
mean,
that was a little bit of a.
He didn't have all the action.
thing.
no, I would assume not. There's no way he did. It was a fucking humongous game. I mean, I would hope he
No,
did. And he got
he's
he got
open
hurt a
about
little bit
it.
from that, from what I understand.
He said he sold that. Like he's open
Okay.
every time he sold that.
Yeah, I mean, I just assumed. I didn't hear him say that, but I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, all right. I don't want to spend the whole video talking about Jaywin. All right, like it's this This thing pissed me off. Rob really wanted to talk about Derek Lewis real quick, so I'm gonna probably talk about that
Let's
briefly.
wrap.
Rob has left the room.
No, he's right there. But we need to we need to address this Derek Lewis situation, Rob.
Let's end the podcast.
Dude, come on. All
I
right.
don't want to feel like Derek Lewis.
All right. I'll say one. Let me say one sentence about it.
What?
Let me say one sentence about it. All right. Connor, I bet that this fight, UFC, last weekend, that Derek Lewis would win the fight by decision. So it means he needs to go through all 3 rounds, obviously. The fight ended in 23 seconds, and then he took his pants off.
Who's with the knee, right?
No, you have to say, yeah, it was brutal. Anyways, don't really have kind of like a build-up. They kind of just were able to just jump in these massive games, and, you know, it is pretty fortunate, I guess.
They got in it at the right time, right? Like this boom of poker content came like right before COVID, and then people didn't have anything else to do, so they were just constantly watching poker. Like a lot of people just weren't able to play, so they were watching a ton of poker vlogs, and these guys who were playing like 1-2, 1-3, 2-5, and hadn't been playing for very long. Like Rampage, you know, he was playing 1-2 and 1-3. I was playing 1-3 with him here and there at billiards. I think we sat at the same table like 2 or 3 times. And then like his YouTube channel blows up, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna go play like 10, 20, 40, and like 25, 50, and 50, 100 streamed games. And like then he binks the bracelet, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna fly.
That was like a
7,
big deal at the
10,
time too, because he
Yeah.
I think he was probably the first vlogger to start trying to run it at like big games like that.
Yeah.
Like
And-
I would
and
say
it
like
just-
every vlogger was mainly just like grinding like 2-5 or maybe like some really small cap 5-10 games.
Yeah.
And
then
he was like the first
starts
person to
flying.
like yeah. And it was around the time of the Texas boom, so like we got to see him like
That helps,
lose like
too,
10 to 12K pots, like bluffing into like top set with no equity on
The
live
E.
stream. Yeah,
The E.
yeah, that hand is legendary, dude. That's
But it was the perfect time where like he realized, and it was a very smart business decision. He's like, I'm getting really good views when I like hit a big score or when I play some big crazy pot. Like, so I can make my money back if I go play 25-50. Like he could go lose 50K, but he could make a ton of money on the video, or he could stretch it out to 2 or 3 videos, 150% of his loss.
right. It's essentially like having, you know, it's essentially like he's free rolling these games to some degree.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
Connor, what's going on?
yeah, Connor looks like he's not
Dude, I
okay.
can't hear you again.
He was watching a Rampage vlog, and Rampage was all in.
He just said he couldn't hear me.
What? I can't hear you again. Hold on.
This is like the worst episode we're ever gonna record.
Yeah, it's fine. We can't even post it.
We can't, and I'm like pissed because this is like the only time I got you guys both on here, and all we did was just shit on Jaywin and like fucking disconnect. Like it was the only thing we just did. I'm fucking
We
pissed.
we can't post it. We can't post it.
It's something we can salvage out of this though. So let's not cut it right now. But
Well, I have to go. My dinner got here.
dude, you can hang on for 10 minutes, dude.
10 minutes. It's been 40.
Dude, you can hang on for 10 minutes. Yeah, you wasted 40 minutes of my time, Rob, just launching at Jaywin, dude. Like, all right. There are, like, a bunch of, like, potential, like, fist fights in the poker community right now, which I'm pretty excited about.
Wait, really? Update me.
Oh, it's just Rampage.
Apparently, Nick
Oh,
Petrangelo is also agreeing to fight somebody, too, in December or something.
Thank you,
Oh.
Petrangelo?
I don't know. It's Benz, I want to say. who I don't know who that is, but I
What the
just saw
fuck
it.
is a Benz?
It's Nick Petrangelo's arch nemesis. This is also me going under the impression and assuming that Nikki P is Nick Petrangelo. I saw this on Solve for Why podcast, and I don't know really who they're talking about.
Nikki P.
I would have to
Thank
assume
you.
that's Petrangelo, right?
It sounds like Nikki.
My dogs are- Hey,
Um, but yeah, no.
One
So,
sec.
so the real one to actually talk about is Rampage Connor, who this Dustin the Closer guy who ripped him off. I guess Rampage offered to fight him for the money in a bare knuckle boxing match.
Well, no,
live
it was
streamed.
It was a free roll fight. So he offered a bare knuckle boxing match, and if Dustin DeCloser wins, debt is wiped, and if Rampage wins, they're in the same situation they're in now.
But it's not like he's winning. It's not even like he's getting the money back, anyways, right? I mean, this dude ripped him off.
Exactly. Yeah, he just wants the opportunity to get in the ring with the guy. Which, I understand. I would want to beat the shit out of him too. Oh my
I mean, I
God,
guess
what is happening?
Rampage doesn't seem like the fighting type, does he?
No, but honestly, neither does Dustin DeCloser.
No, I mean, I guess I'm not particularly looking at either of them and
Like-
being like, these guys look like they train mixed martial arts in their spare time. But like, I still would. I don't know. Like, I don't know. The whole thing like seems like it's never gonna happen, anyways. I think we have a bigger chance of Elon and Zuckerberg fighting than we have fucking actually seeing Rampage get in the ring.
I would agree. I mean, look, if the dude said like, okay, you're on, we'll fight in 6 months, I think Rampage would do it.
Rob is just like walking back and forth in and out of the room. Say that again.
If this dude got publicly said like, okay, let's fight in 6 months, I think Rampage would do it. But I don't think the guy.
Why is Rob
ever gonna
screaming
do
with
that.
his thing on mute?
because I couldn't let you hear me singing the intro theme song.
Oh, you were saying time to get paid, weren't you?
Yeah, exactly. And you'll go back, and if you watch through it, you'll see my mouth moving.
I'm
It'll
gonna
be like he's
I'm
saying,
gonna
"Get paid."
I'm gonna edit it in there. All right. Anyways, yeah. I mean, Rob, what do you think the likelihood that this fight actually goes down?
Dude, I don't know what ramp like. I like the heart that he has, right? I like his heart. I like his determination. I like that he's down to lose, $450,000. Like, salute to you, Rampage. That's gangster. But
I like where this is going.
I don't understand his proposition, which was like, we bare knuckle box. But if I beat you, you owe me $400,000. You owe me $450,000, and if I lose, you don't owe me anything.
Well, I was just telling Connor too. It's like it's not like this dude has any intention of paying him anyways, right? It's like the dude beat him for $500,000. So like, why is he any more likely to pay, right? Like to avoid fighting Rampage. You know what I mean? It's not like he's gonna pay him.
No, that's not what like.
No, I know that, but like.
Fight the guy.
So exactly, right? What is his incentive to actually like go through with it and fight him?
Who?
Dustin. Like, what's his incentive to do this? If he's not going to pay him anyways, why does it matter if he doesn't owe him the money? Why? How is like him not owing the money a reason and or a motivation for him to actually do this? It's not, right? So I don't know. It seems silly.
At the least bit, it would get Rampage off of his back, and it would stop him from publicly talking about how this guy's a scam artist. And allows him to potentially be more likely to scam people in the future.
I mean, I would have to imagine that there's no way he didn't foresee Rampage was going to explode about this if he ripped him off.
Yeah, I mean, he probably assumed at the time.
Yeah,
He
so
was
like,
gonna find some other fucker. It's a Ponzi
oh,
scheme,
you think
right?
like that he was?
Nobody
Yeah,
I
okay.
think it was an attempted Ponzi scheme. Like no one ever thinks that the Ponzi scheme's gonna end. No one ever thinks about the end of it. He was like, he'd probably done this on some sort of small scale to people without an audience. It was like, all right, now I'm gonna get some, bigger fish,
I see.
starting with Rampage, and then I'll be able to get more. But after 1 month, month 2 comes around, and he's like, I don't have 29,000 to pay this guy,
Right.
and then it's like, fuck, what do I do?
That's why
I
Ponzi
think
schemes
that's
seem
what
kind of like a
happened.
bad business to get into.
I mean, dude, if I had the contacts, I'd definitely try one out just for a little bit, you know.
I mean, I essentially run a Ponzi scheme. I'm just responsible with the money.
You don't run a Ponzi scheme.
No, I don't.
It's
no.
not going anywhere. That money's not going anywhere.
I'll run a Ponzi, dude. If someone can get me like good like fake IDs and stuff like that, I'll give it a shot, you know.
I mean, since we already threw in enough bullshit into this episode, should I just plug the fucking Poker Bros account too? Just plug the
No,
Poker
not
Bros
yet.
Club.
Yeah, I'm not, I have to go eat.
Don't plug it yet. Wait for some more.
Bro, I'm starving.
All right,
Wait for
Rob.
some viewership.
Appreciate your time, brother. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Go. You know what time it is, dude. You got to go. I understand. And hence the theme of the episode is just disconnection.
I'm blowing up like you thought I would. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. And if you don't know, I'm blowing up like you thought I would. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Promise it's all good. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. And if you don't